let's wrap up with our favorite worst Christmas movies. The worst of the best of the worst. And this one, my pick. I enjoyed it so much as a child. There was a big, long gap in between seeing it as a child and seeing it in recent years. But I think it holds up for what it is and for what the filmmakers and the actors were going for. And this is a comedy, a Christmas movie that doesn't take itself too seriously because it knows what it is. And that movie is none other than Jingle All the Way, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Oh my God, I picked that one too.
No, you did not.
I did pick that one too.
It's having a resurgence in popularity. I think people are visiting that movie once again and saying, you know what, that movie wasn't as bad as I remember. It's good. It's it's not perfect. It's very what's the word? How do you describe this movie?
Nostalgic, consumerism.
Nostalgic. Not only that, but I don't know. It's slapstick. It's very slapstick and silly, and it works. For those who are unfamiliar, who haven't seen it, or it's been a while since you've seen it, Jingle All the Way, it's about a father, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, who vows to get his son a Turbo Man action figure for Christmas. However, every store is sold out, and he must travel all over town and compete with everybody in order to find one intact. This stars Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sinbad, Jake Lloyd, Phil Hartman, Rita Wilson, and Jim Belushi. So many fun facts about this movie. What's your favorite thing about this movie?
The end, where they're like at the Santa parade and
it's Turbo time.
Yeah, Turbo, exactly, yes. He dresses up as Turbo Man or whatever, and he has to fly around, and it was a great climax. It was a great climax for a movie. Uh-huh.
So did you know that Sinbad wasn't the first person that the studio was going for to play the rival of Arnold? It was actually going to be Joe Pesci.
Oh, that would have been fun too.
Because it would have been fun, but he had just done Home Alone, so he was playing more of these like silly Christmas themed movies, and so they figured, Joe Pesci would be a great foil, a villain quote against Arnold. But Arnold was saying, you know what, I want Sinbad. Because, Sinbad, he's very funny, of course, but he's also very tall. And so they wanted somebody that could like physically kind of compete with Arnold, even though they didn't really they did fight, but like not in that kind of sense, but compete with they're the same kind of stature.
Right.
They're both competing for the same thing, for like a toy for their child. And Sinbad, he felt that, having somebody who's known to be family friendly, to be funny, people could sympathize more with this character instead of somebody maybe like Joe Pesci, where they're like, oh, this guy is just an evil, cranky jerk. We really don't want him to win. Sinbad was somebody that you could also understand, where he is coming from and have some fun with him and, feel some sympathy and empathy for this character, and which I think he totally made possible, made that reality. So that was great. Jake Lloyd, of course, most well-known for being Anakin Skywalker in The Phantom Menace. He was in this movie. One of my favorite characters and actors in this film is none other than Phil Hartman, who plays the neighbor who's constantly trying to seduce Rita Wilson. Put the cookie down, and he's just hilarious. Like, my wife and I will quote, or at least I will quote every now and then, where he and Rita Wilson's characters are in the house, they're just talking, and then they hear people singing outside, and just the way he goes, carolers, and just runs to the door. It's just so funny. Just Phil Hartman is hilarious, and everybody's perfect in this film. So this one, rewatch it. We already have in Casa de Rojas. We've already watched this film again, so I'm sure we will probably one more time before Christmas is over. But Jingle All the Way, a movie that deserves recognition after all of these years.
Absolutely. And I'm with you on that. It's one of the ones that my family watches every year. Well, my aunt watches every single year. You don't, you can't go wrong. It's a great one for the next generation to be discovering, especially for that epic ending. It's good
this
storytelling.
One, I would support a. They did make a Jingle All the Way 2 starring Larry the Cable Guy. Not great, but it would be funny to see Arnold come back for like an official sequel, and I think he would do it just because he said that during filming of this movie he had the best time of his life. Like, he thought everybody, because they filmed in Minneapolis, they filmed at the Mall of America, they filmed, of course, Universal Studios for the parade area, but he had a blast filming this movie. So I think this is one that he would be more than happy to return to or come out of like semi-retirement for. So
and he could be like the grandpa,
Yeah.
This time around. That would be great. Yeah. What movies do you guys watch every single year? Do you think deserves to be watched again by the next generation, or coming up? What's a diamond in the rough classic that doesn't get enough love?
People think it's bad, but it's not.
Right. Let us know in the comments down below so that we can all partake and we can all share in your ideas, and just have a very merry, jolly holiday and all of that jazz, James. Because that's what we bring on the Hub on Hollywood. We bring joy.